Good day, my friends, and welcome to the first official episode of my Let's Play Empyrion Galactic Survival. So if you've tuned in for episode 0, I had retired my old game. I put that to rest and figured with all these updates and bug fixes that it might be a good time to start a new world. So here we are today. I've been wanting to record this video for some time now, but I've been feeling sort of under the weather and didn't want to record anything with a very nasally, congested voice. So today I'm feeling a little bit better, so I figured what better time to start the series officially than now. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy the series as we get going here. A couple of things I just want to go over before we actually load up the game and start our new world. Every episode I'm going to try and have at least a few goals and some information, perhaps some tutorials or guides, walkthroughs, if you will, of some elements in the game, some things that maybe others are wondering about. I noticed that there's not a whole lot of informational videos. There are definitely a few good channels out there featuring Empyrion. However, some of them are lackluster, especially the how-to guides on how to build bases and vessels and whatnot. So I figured, this is a good opportunity here to do that as well as play through the series. So hopefully you'll learn a few things along the way, and maybe we'll learn a couple of things together. I'm by no means an expert here on this game. I'm relatively new to it. I don't know if it shows here 81 hours I've put into it. Last played since January, so I think I've been playing this game for maybe a little over a month, maybe almost 2 months at this point. So 81 hours in a couple months. Not heavy play, but it's pretty moderate gameplay there and experience that I can share with everybody. So hopefully you'll get something out of it. And if you do, I would really appreciate, of course, if you could give me a like. If you have any questions or comments, please put those in the comment section below. And of course, if you like my channel, I would love if you could be part of my elite group of subscribers. Sexy subscribers too, I might add. So before we launch the game here, I just want to go over some of these patches. I noticed today there was a new patch as well that was released. What was that? A few days ago, 3 days ago. There was another patch that I wasn't aware of. So I think I covered this in my world retirement video. There were some bug fixes. It was implemented on patch 5.0.2, patch number 2, bug fixes fixed in a process management of dedicated servers, not really applying to us since we're going to be playing locally. Enhanced servers command to output PIDs, so they finally put in some additional server commands that you can use on your public server. They fixed some problems that the main menu was not correctly displayed on some PCs. Some changes, improvements, enhanced log file, yada yada yada. This patch here was kind of interesting. Ammo management space map, which was really cool. Actually, I think I might have covered this one. Yeah, that's actually the same day that I recorded the episode 0 video. So I think I've covered this in the previous video as well, but just to go through it real quick. So there is a space map now. There is hyperspace as well, which we'll discover as we go along. And as it notes here, which adds the ammo management for all mounted weapons and turrets, auto grouping of mounted weapons, as well as first installment of a larger space map, which we saw firsthand. This new patch here, I haven't actually read it at all. So, hi everyone, we have released a patch pre-alpha 5.1.0, build 279, that improves the stability of dedicated servers. That's great, but doesn't really apply here. As for the change log, I'm not going to read everything. You can check this out if you want. But just to cover a couple of little things here, they improved the dedicated server communication, detecting and rejecting duplicate processes with the same playfield, increased playfield loading timeout, improved handling of blah 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 blah. So anyway, there you have it. And yeah, I think we're ready to get started here. So let's, without further delay, let's get going. I'm excited to get this new world started. So if I discover a few things along the way that I want to share with you guys as far as my configuration, my settings, stuff like that, I'll be sure to let you know. As my NVIDIA pop-up comes up there, I want to just share with you what I'm running here as far as my system goes. So I don't have a fancy system, so to speak. It's not terrible, but you know, enough to run this game on full graphics. I'm running an i7. I think it's earlier generation, generation 2 or 3, I forget. It's by no means a new processor, but an i7 nonetheless, quad core. And I believe it's a 3.2 gigahertz quad core. Don't recall exactly, but somewhere along those lines. And for my GPU, I'm running a sort of outdated card, but still meets my needs, which is the GeForce 760 GTX. So that's what I'll be playing with today. I've got 4 gigs of gaming RAM, got an SSD for quick load times. You know, decent machine, not being liquid cooled or super high, you know, fan system or anything like that. But it's, you know, like I said, it's definitely enough to run this game on max and to enjoy it to its full potential. So just thought I'd share that with you. I do have the dual displays here going as well, so that I can read a few notes on the other screen as I'm going through the game. So as far as the goals go for this particular episode, once we get going here, I would first like to get my bearings and do a little bit of reconnaissance, just survey the area, get to, you know, familiar with what kind of resources are around that area where I'm going to land. What I did in my first game was I actually built kind of far away from my spawn point, which caused a little bit of issues when I had to like respawn, and it was pretty far away. I mean, I don't know how far that would be exactly, but you know, somewhere along the lines of a good half mile to a mile away from my spawn point is where I landed my first base. The reason I did that is that where my spawn point was, there wasn't really anything around as far as like minerals go and water. There was no water around, so I'm hoping that where I land here, I'm at least going to have some water that I can tap into for hydrogen and oxygen and of course pure water. So that's my first goal, get my bearings, do some reconnaissance. Secondly, I would like to find a suitable location for a starter base. Again, something preferably near some minerals and water would be ideal. And then thirdly, I would like to find some food and try to cook it if necessary. If all I end up finding is some sort of vegetation that's ingestible, then that's what I'll do. You'll notice here when you start playing this game that your food does go down rather quick, and you're constantly having to eat, sort of like Minecraft. You're always having to eat to maintain that bar up. So that's one thing I want to be on the lookout for, is some food, a food source of some kind, maybe gather up some stuff. And keep in mind that if you don't refrigerate your food, after a little while, there's a perish time on each edible item, and it will go bad after a while and turn to spoiled food, so we don't want that to happen. So maybe as a fourth goal, if I have time, we're already running pretty long on this video, we haven't even started, but if I do have time, a fourth goal that I'd like to do is build myself a refrigerator, a powered refrigerator of course, to keep my food fresh. So let's do it! I went through all my options and everything last episode. Nothing has changed. Hopefully my volume is good and we will get going. So here you see my previous game, which was Men's Asses. It wants to make Men's Asses 0, but we're not going to do that. We're going to call it... I am always usually very anal and thorough with this kind of silliness, so I'm going to try my best not to be like OCD about this right now, but I want to give it a clever name at least. How about Earth? Earth. No, come on. That's lame. That's lame. How about Terra? Sure. Not as lame as Earth, but pretty close, right? So we wanted to do survival, of course. We don't want to do creative mode. That's no fun. I mean, designing stuff is good times, but that's not what we're going to do in this series. This is definitely a let's play, a gameplay survival series that I want to make. So that's what we're going to do. For the seed, I always like to put some random numbers in here. You know, I'm a big fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so I'm going to put 42. Let's do that. And then the starting location, I've never actually messed around with this. I always start off on Akua, but Omicron might be interesting. Let me just read through this real quick here. So Akua is a temperate planet with vast oceans, volcanic islands, and large continents with mountain ranges. It has breathable atmosphere, always good. The average temperature here is 23 degrees, a nice perfect temperature, and gravity amounts to 0.84 G's, which is pretty close to the Earth's gravity, I think, if not exactly what we have here on the Earth. So we can consider Akua to be the Earth planet. So since I called it Terra, it might be a good idea to start here, and this is sort of the beginner's starting location, so that might be a good idea for this series. But let's just check out Omicron just for fun. Whoop, I missed something at the top here. Okay, so in survival, you start either on the temperate planet of Akua, which is an easy, medium difficulty, or the desert planet of Omicron, which is hard. Ah, I see. Omicron is a desert planet, so that would be extra challenging. Creative mode, you can freely select starting location, blah, blah, blah. Omicron is a desert planet with mountain ranges, lakes, plains, and rugged terrain. The atmosphere is relatively thin and non-breathable. Yikes. However, oxygen can be generated from water of the lakes. The average temperature is 32 degrees, a little hot, and gravity amounts to 1.0 Gs. Okay. Be warned, choosing this planet as a survival start is recommended for experienced players only. I would consider myself an experienced player in this game, but again, for the purpose of this series, I'd like to start it off on easy, medium difficulty, so that any folks that are joining us who are just starting off the game can play along and not have to worry about struggling early on, because the fact that there's no oxygen readily available on this planet, trust me, that is a challenge in and of itself. So let's start off on Akua. It matches our game name here, Terra. So let's get going. Neodymium ore can be found on ice planets. Good to know. Generally speaking, I try to gather as many different minerals as I can from as many different places as possible. So if ever we're looking for a particular ore, we can always Google it, but most of the time it's fun to just explore and find those things on your own. So here we go. Hades discovered a new resource, iron deposit. You're approaching the surface. We're landing in our escape pod. Oh my god, what's going to happen? Smash! Alright, so for anybody who doesn't know, you start off in an escape pod. This is how you start the game every time. And as we discovered in our last game, when you respawn, apparently it puts you in an escape pod too. I don't know if that was because of a patch update or what, but okay, so guys, it's been a little while since I've played this game, so I don't even remember how to move around here. I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck in here, and they don't really tell you what to do. What is the action button? Wow, we're off to a good start here. I can't even get out of my escape pod. Okay. There we go, T, that's right. T is to escape. T is your action command, so hit T to escape from your escape pod. Escape the escape pod. And here we are. So, looks like we lucked out, folks. 42, the seed 42 was good to us. Are you friendly? Are you a friendly little guy? I hope so. 42, the 42 seed was good to us. We landed near some water. We got some iron not far away. There's some promethium in the general vicinity and more iron over there. That's great because you could use lots of iron all the time, non-stop. Iron is good to have. It looks like there's some new plants here as well that I've never seen before, like this little guy. Huh, not sure what that is, but let me pick it up. Alien Plasma ZR1. Maybe that was in the game before, but I don't remember that model. So, I know there's a lot of alien type. Ooh, aloe vera. Great. If I have a sunburn, I can lather that on there. Is this something you can harvest? No, okay. Alright, so before we start messing around here and just doing random things, let's stick to our goals. But the first thing you want to do when you get out of your escape pod is to loot this bad boy. And as you can see, there's lots of stuff here to loot. A couple of times when I've played in the past, this escape pod does despawn after a while. It'll just disappear. So you want to loot that stuff into your inventory as soon as possible, and you can do that with this little pick up all arrow key here. So now I've got everything on me, and again my first goal here is to to get a bearing for my surroundings and do some recon. So I'm just going to look around real quick. Wherever your escape pod lands, by the way, is where your spawn point is, so keep that in mind. Do a little bit of foraging as well while I'm at it. Really happy with the fact that there's water nearby my spawn point. That's going to come in handy. So as far as the creatures go, looks like they're neutral. They're not hostile or anything. I'm not seeing any of those crazy plant aggressive creatures around that like to jump on your face. Yeah. One thing I'm going to do right now, though, before I get into trouble, is equip my gun and check out my ammo situation. That's right, they did change the what do you call it here? The sprite or the graphic for the bullets. So I'm gonna have to get used to that. These are the 50 cal bullets. So I'm going to make sure you always reload. Looks like I'm already reloaded. That's great. Maybe a little test fire. So one thing I just noticed is that I thought right click was to zoom in. Maybe there's no zoom with this gun. Huh. Have to look into that. Alright, well let's I'm gonna need some meat eventually, so I might as well take this thing out. You gotta be pretty accurate. Don't hit me. Ah, he got me. And I'm reloading. Reload. Oh my god. How much damage can you take? This gun is not very good. What is going on? Okay, that's kind of weird. He's pulling a bacon. He's dead, but I guess the nerves are still going. I don't know. Whatever. Clearly they still have some bugs to fix in this game. But whatever, that doesn't affect our game too much. So I'm not going to get too far away from the escape pod. Did we lose our escape pod already? Okay, that's not good. I wanted to stay somewhat close to the escape pod so I knew where the spawn point was, but it was somewhere around here. Anyway, this is a good spot for a base. We've got water, we've got minerals, we've got everything we need. And yeah, so I think that's enough recon for now. I'm going to stay in this general area. And so the next goal I wanted to accomplish here in this episode was to find a suitable location for a starter base. This would be perfect right here. Of course, you have to build your starter base on a flat surface, so you want to find as flat a surface as possible. This area is kind of hilly, but you do have. Let's go through our stuff here real quick. So these are things I picked up on the planet here. Some alien plasma, aloe vera, flashlight, which I always like to have equipped because night will come soon enough. Our meat, which will begin rotting. You can see every item here has perish time if it's if it does go bad. The alien plasma does not. As you can see on the right there, there's no perish time. Perish time on the aloe vera is 38 minutes, and that's active time. The raw meat has a perish time of 19 minutes, so I better get on that. There's my bullets. I usually keep that in my inventory to not take up too much space on the quick bar here. I've got a drill, which I will equip. My charges I usually keep in my inventory as well. There's a flatten tool, which I can flatten out the land here for my base. Keep the charges on my inventory. And it looks like we don't have a repair remove tool just yet. But we do have a drill to certain mining stuff. Medkit's always good to have on the quick bar. Let's see, what else? Antidote. I can keep that in my inventory. Hey, buddy. Is he pushing me? Are you kidding me? As I recall, I think the blue dinosaur guys will run away when you shoot them, and the red ones attack you. I'm not going to do that now. My bars are going down very quickly here, so better get on it. So we have some emergency rations if we really, really need to. These are extremely hard to make. You need a lot of ingredients, sort of advanced ingredients as well. So this is something you generally want to save unless you absolutely need it. We got some purified water, which comes in handy for a few recipes. We've got some O2. Oh, speaking of which, you want to on breathable planets, you want to make sure that your I hit V here to back out. Oh, great! Looks like they fixed the third-person model finally. That's great. So before there was, as you saw in the last episode, there was a different model than what you actually customize. You can customize your character's appearance in this game. Before, when you went into third person, it gave you the default appearance. So now it looks like they've actually implemented that, which is kind of cool. I'm going to stay in first person. I don't really like the third person view. So yeah, what I was saying is, if you're on a breathable planet, you want to definitely take off your mask. You do that with U. And you can see now I've removed my helmet. My guy kind of looks like a drow elf. White hair, red eyes, black skin. Yeah, so you don't want to waste your oxygen. If you could breathe the air, why would you have your mask on, right? One thing to note, unless they fixed it, is when we get to a point where we're making ships, you would think that on your ship you would be able to breathe, but I don't believe you can. So keep that in mind. You want to have your helmet on, generally speaking, on your ship. I think how it works, I might be getting ahead of myself here, guys, but I think how it works is if your oxygen is already going down and you get in your ship, you'd have to put your helmet on for it to stop going down. But these are all things that we'll confirm and check out as we go. So what else do we have here? We've got some bars, ingots, I guess they're called. So we've got some silicon ingots, copper ingots, iron, cobalt. We've got some magnesium powder, which is comes in very handy for making ammo. As does this, the promethium pellets. And we've got some fuel pack here, which is one of the fuel sources in the game. We've got a work light that we can put down on the ground to illuminate the area as we're working. We've got some O2 bottles. These are usable, whereas the O2 bottles are not. Keep that in mind. We've got an O2 generator, which you have to make. You have to put that near water or on water. Some people even put it in the water. We've got a constructor for crafting things. We have got a core for making a base. We've got a couple of growing plots for growing stuff. Grow lights. Some sprouts. And what else do we have here? Pixie stock. That's an ingredient for making stuff. Some kava beans for making some coffee. And some alien parts. So that's what we have to work with. The first thing I'm going to do is probably drop down my constructor somewhere so we can start crafting things. And yeah, and after that, I'm hoping I have enough ingots to make some sort of refrigeration unit. And then maybe if we have time in this episode, we'll start making our base. So let's get that constructor down somewhere. Where are we going to put this thing? I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. I can always take it down in the future and rebuild it. Whatever. I'm just going to put it down right here. Doesn't really matter. Alright, now let's see what we can make. I'm going to take all the stuff that I don't need on me. I'm going to store it here. I'm going to use my constructor as storage for now. Would you stop pushing me? If you push me one more time, I'm going to blow you away. You've been warned. Alright, so mobs can push you in this game. Keep that in mind if you're standing on a cliff or something. So, I guess I have enough bullets. I could have taken them out. Whatever. What else do I need here? I guess I don't need this. This I'm going to keep on me in case I need to just ingest it raw. I really hope it doesn't come down to that, but my food is going down pretty quick. Alright. I've had enough of you. This is the aggressive guy too, so I'm going to back up a bit. You are going to get it. I know you're not the guy that originally pushed me, but you look like him. So I'm going to take you out. Take that, and that, and that. Don't bite on my face. No! Alright. He went down a little bit easier than that insect creature I killed earlier. And no bacon dance on this guy, so he's good and dead. Alright. No more pushing me. Let that be a warning to the rest of you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. Keep wanting to right click to zoom in, but I don't have the ability to do that, it looks like. So let's keep putting some stuff away here. Does this have perish time? Yeah. I'm going to keep that on me. And that as well. You know what? I'm going to dump everything. Everything that I don't immediately need. That I might need. That I might need. That I'm going to keep there. I'm going to dump all this stuff because just in case I do die, I don't want to lose all this stuff or have to go back and get it again, find it. So I'm going to dump all this stuff in my constructor. And then that way there I can see at a glance what I can build here. So, whoa. Can I build? I can make food with the constructor now. Hey, that's cool. Let's turn on our constructor. Don't forget to turn on the main power here at the top right. Well, that's cool. So it looks like with the constructor you can make food now. So before you had to use I don't remember what it was called, a cooking station. I don't remember the actual term. Let's see, it's probably in here somewhere, unless they've removed it. Large constructors generator. Maybe I can only make that food station with the large constructor? Huh, don't know. The small constructor, you have to do a lot of manual building, whereas the large constructor, and I think the advanced constructor, it will make the prerequisite parts for you, so that you don't have to build each individual thing if you want to make a bigger item. That'll all come later on. I'll explain that as we go. But right now I just want to turn this meat into salamis. And the reason I'm making it into salamis is because it has a very high perish time. So I can keep this for 70 minutes on me without having to worry about it going bad. So I'll keep those on me because my food is going down pretty quick. Anything else I can make here? Yeah, I can make some coffee. I mean, these beans don't go bad, but why not? Let's get that going. And yeah, I think that's a good start here for now. Do I need anything else? No, I think I'm good for now. That's a good start. And why don't I go ahead and set up this O2 generator, since the water is so close to my start point. Might as well get that in the water and have it start producing some water for us, or some oxygen rather. So as you can see, you can put it wherever you want, but the first time I played this game, I stuck it near the water, not thinking that it had to actually touch it, and it wasn't producing anything. So make sure that it's at least partially in the water. I mean, I've seen some folks put it like right in the water. I don't know if that actually does anything, but from my experience, as long as it's touching the water, it should produce for you. So I'm going to stick it right here, so it's not too far, but it is technically in the water. And as soon as we put some fuel in here, I don't think I need fuel for anything else, so I might as well stick it all in there. Once we put the fuel in there, it's going to start making oxygen for us. And you can see here the next bottle is going to come out in just under 2 minutes. And saying here the source quality is 80%. I'm not sure what that means, so the water is not that great. I don't know. And then it tells us how much time we have with our fuel. So this thing is going to run continuously for just over 2 hours with the current fuel situation. So I'm going to eat myself a salami. Num 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 num. And what do we do next? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I've pretty much met all my goals here for this episode, but I would like to feel a little bit more set up before I call it quits for the day. And continue on the next episode. How about we go around just, I was going to say, how about we go around just killing things and gathering meat, but I have no refrigeration, and that kind of scares me. So maybe that's a goal. Let's get some refrigeration going. So in order to do that, I believe I'll need to make the machine that I need, the constructor I need to make the refrigerator. I will need a large constructor. This constructor here is the noob constructor. It's the basic one that you start off with. So it doesn't craft everything, not even close. So I definitely want the next level up as far as constructors go, and that is the large constructor. So as you can see here on the right, I need 2 computers, 2 control devices, 5 electronics, 10 metal components, 4 cables, 2 motors, and 4 pipes. That's a lot of stuff. With the advanced constructor, like I said before, it will make all the prerequisite items for you. If you just click on the item you want to make, it'll make all the prerequisites first. Once you have those, then it'll build whatever you originally clicked on. So in this case, obviously I can't do that, so I'm going to have to make all the prerequisite items myself. So 2 computers. Let's see. 2 computers. Computer. Apologies for looking around. It's been a while since I've played. So as you can see, I can't even make 2 computers. I need to make items so I can make the computer. So 1 control device, 2 metal components, 2 cables, and 2 electronics. Electronics are, what are electronics? Oh, here. 2, right? Right. And just so you know, I think you could, as I recall, is it shift? Okay, so you have to, in order to cancel, and this will come in real handy, guys, trust me. In order to cancel something that's in the queue, first you have to stop the machine, turn it off, and then I believe, yeah, you just click on it after that. Okay? So if the machine is running, which there was some confusion with this before, I don't know if it was a bug or what, but if I click on it now while it's running, it does nothing. So make sure you turn off your machine if you want to cancel something in the queue. So once these electronics are done, I should be able to build my first computer. And how many computers did I need? I need 2 computers, so I need to do this all over again. I should have doubled what I was doing here. So let's do that again. Control device, 2 metal components, 2 cables, and 2 electronics. Alright, once that's done, I'll be able to build my 2 computers. What's next? 2 control devices. And 5 electronics. Sure you keep track of that. 10 metal components. I believe you can hold shift to do 10 at a time, but I just click individually just to make sure I'm doing it right. 4 cables. Now why was it showing that I... Oh yes, oh I totally forgot. Some items output more than 1, and that should be indicated somewhere here. Where does it show that? Right here. So for example, the metal components, that's the reason I have some extras here in my constructor inventory. You see here, every time I click on this 1, it'll actually make 2 metal components. So for 1 iron ingot and 1 cobalt ingot, it will make 2 metal components. So keep that in mind that some items output more than 1. See, like this one here, the metal pieces actually makes 10. So keep that in mind so you're not wasting your resources and making more stuff than you need. So, and I think looks like I might have done that here, but whatever. We've got lots of stuff to start off with, so I'm not too worried about that. Can I make any computers? Yes, I can. I think I can make both now. And where was I? This is probably going to make way more metal components than I need. I'm going to take a few of those off. There we go. Okay, where was I? Cables. I've got the cables, it looks like. It's telling me that's green. 2 motors and 4 pipes. 2 motors. Where are the motors? Okay, I'm going to have to make some more stuff for that. So let's wait till our computers are done so I don't use the prerequisite materials on my motors. So in the meantime, I'm going to eat some more salami. So the salamis give us 100 food, 10 health, and 10 stamina. And they have a nice long, I guess since they're salted and cured, they have a nice long duration. They don't perish very easily. So now my food is full, my stamina is still full. Oh, and by the way, the stamina you use by running. And you run by holding shift. As you can see, I'm running around here holding shift, and then the stamina is going down. That will refill automatically if you just stand still. And I believe, yeah, even if you're walking, it won't recharge your stamina. So you have to literally stand still for it to fill up. The health can be filled up either with food or with a medic station, or with our medic, what do you call them? Med packs. I have a couple of small med packs there if it comes down to it, but I'd rather not use those if I don't have to. And my oxygen's fine as long as I don't put my helmet on, that won't go down. So, these computers should be done now. Yep. And now I can begin making my motors. I think I needed 2 motors. Yes, 2 motors. And 4 pipes. This will actually be pretty handy. Metal plate. Oh, here we go. That outputs 10, so I only need one of those. This will actually be pretty handy having the large constructor right off the bat, because this basic constructor is very limited as far as what you can make. So it will be nice to have access to that large constructor early on and be able to whip up whatever we need. So sun's going down real quick. Things don't get crazy at night like other games, but you know, you still want to be protected and be near your starting area, or you know, access to your resources so that you don't get lost or stranded, or you know, you definitely don't want to be going on any missions early on at night. Probably not a good idea. So let's see what else we can do here. I think I can make my constructor now. Oh no, looks like I used up some of those components on other things, so I'll need 5 electronics, 4 cables, 5 electronics, 4 cables, output counts 2, so I only need 2 of those. Two more motors. Oh man, those motors are they're really expensive on the resources. Okay, 2 metal components. We need 1 because the output's 2. 3 cables. What's the output here? 2, so I only need 2 of those. 1 electronic. So that should be enough for my motor. I think I needed 2 motors, so I'm getting a little confused here. So I'm going to let this just build before I continue. Don't want to make more than I have to. There goes the sun. Let's go kill something before the sun goes down while we still have some visibility here. Run away, you chicken. Can't count how many times I've wasted bullets chasing these things down. Way more than what it's worth. And my aim is not the greatest. I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters, so as you can see, my aim is not that great. But I have a good enough aim to get the job done. Oh, cool! They added a little light. Oh, here's an easy kill, which gives lots of meat. Well, I don't need that right now. It looks like they added a light to your constructor. That's kind of cool. Helps you to easily find your starting location, since that's probably the first thing you're going to build is this constructor here. Very, very cool addition. So what else do I need here? I'd like to at least get this accomplished before the end of this episode. 2 motors, 4 pipes. Do I have any motors? I have 1 motor. Okay, so I need 1 more motor and 4 pipes. Do I have any pipes? I'm sure there's an easier way to tell what you have, but not that bad, I guess. So 1 more motor and 4 pipes. 4 pipes and 1 more motor. That should do the trick, and then I'll be able to... Can I queue this up? No. Oh, I can. Great. So you can queue up things that are grayed out here, or redded out, I guess you could say, which is good to know. Once you have the required items, it will build this thing automatically if it's in the queue, so that's good to know. And once this gets built, I think that'll be a good place to end for the day. Let me make some more salami. Never have too much salami. God, I need to get to know my way around this menu system here. I'm just clicking around like crazy. Okay, 4 salamis. There's my large constructor, guys. Very exciting. So as the episode here, first episode, draws to a close, I'm fairly happy with the progress we've made here in this episode. You know, we found our bearings. We did a little bit of recon. We found a pretty good location here. We got really lucky with seed number 42, and found an awesome spot for our starter base that's near water and minerals. Lots of iron nearby, which I'm happy about. So this will be a great world, I think, for us in our series. And we found some food. We cooked it up. Really good addition here they put in with the constructor where you can actually make food with it now. I'm very happy with that. What happened here? Oh, I didn't put these in. Duh. Gotta put those in the constructor if you want to cook them. I guess I could make some steaks too, but meh. Look at the perish time on that. 25 compared to 70. And it gives you the same food, same health, a little bit more stamina, but meh, who cares? And then the cast time's the same, so I don't know why you personally make steaks unless you really, really want that extra 10 stamina. I can't see that being that useful, but I mean, for, you know, almost triple the perish time with the salami, you definitely want to make salamis. There we have it. Before I end, I'm going to eat one more salami. Nom, 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 nom. Whoops. Oh yeah, let me mention that to everybody. When you're switching from item to item, make sure you give it a second. Because if you click real quick and then boop, if you switch and then click, you'll shoot and you'll waste bullets. And if you're at a point where your bullets are very valuable to you, you don't want to make that mistake. So whenever you switch from one item to the other, I use the mouse wheel to do that. Give it a second before it switches, before you click on it. And there we go. Num 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 num. And there's my large constructor. There it is, folks. I'm probably going to dismantle the smaller one here once I get the remove repair tool. Put that down anywhere. What does this say? Cannot place this block on terrain. Please check the block. What? Please check the block's attributes for further info. Oh, can you not put this down on the ground? Is that what? Is that the idea here? Let me do it. Device used for crafting. Full range of templates available. Normal crafting speed. Placeable. Oh, okay. So they've changed this. So now this is placeable only on a capital vessel or a base. So I can't even put this down right now. I'm going to have to make my base. But we'll save that for the next episode. So on our next episode, we'll first start off with creating our base. We'll put down our core and start building around it. Maybe make some blocks to make it a little bit bigger. Get some surface area going. Maybe put some walls up so we can get protected from the environment. And we'll put down our large constructor and start making some more advanced things. So that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and you'll continue to join me on this series. It's going to be a fun series. I'm really looking forward to it. This was a great start. I'm really happy with our location. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time for episode 2. Take care. Bye-bye.